Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. We'll wait for 2-3 minutes. Okay, only 44 students joined. Very good evening. Okay, anyway, now the time is 5:25. I will start the assignment question explanation. So, meanwhile, they will join. So, let me explain the first question that is called A value is 0.2468 BVC 4.4, and I am giving B value as like this. Yeah, semicolon is not required, it's an option only. You can delete it, it's not a problem. So if you are executing this program, I'm getting that print A, I'm giving this operator, this is called a union operator. Okay, so that means it will give the grouping of all the A and B elements without duplicates. Okay, so if BVC is repeated twice, it will be displayed only one time. And coming to print A and B, this is nothing but intersection. So intersection means the common elements in both A and B. So that will be BVC 2 and 4. Okay. So coming to A minus B. So A minus B means the elements which are present in A that should not be there in B. Okay. So that is nothing but A minus B. That means here you will get like 0.84.46. So this is just a difference. Okay. You can find like B minus A also in the reverse case. And this is called symmetric difference. Symmetric difference means here whatever the elements here repeated here, that will be eliminated automatically and remaining elements will be printed. So print of A dot is subset of B. Here A is not subset of B because all the elements in A is all the elements in A are not there in B. Okay, so that's the reason it is getting false. So coming to one question here, some students have submitted like here in this way, so it's very good because instead of writing all these lines, they just simply write only single line like A or A union B, A intersection B, A minus B. Okay, in the like this. So just give a like separator like slashing. So you will get the same output in this way also. Let me run this. Okay, you will get the same output. Okay, there is no difference at all. So this is also very good. Okay, so some students submitted like this. So very good. And coming to the next question, before going to explaining about the next question, I would like to ask you one question. Is here you performed a lot of operations on the dictionary, right? My question is dictionary is mutable or immutable? Can you please answer for this question? Excellent. 486, good. Lasya, please think over once. You will get a clarity whenever you are doing this example, right? Harika, how are you? But it is wrong. 407 is wrong. You can easily understand by using this example even itself, right? Hope you understand, guys. Why you are still saying why you are confusing? Because we have completed all the data types. Today I think we will finalize all the data types in today's class. So very good, Anjani. Your correct answer, and 223 is the wrong answer. So whenever you are allocating those values, that means whenever your RAS age is 18, it will be changed automatically when you are declaring 28. That means is it mutable or immutable? Once think, just think. Now you are going to come. Yes, Yashashwini, correct answer. Yes, fine. That is very good. 506, excellent. So third is CSC student Veeravani. I'm very much appreciated to you. Excellent. I am expecting at least one answer from these panelists. 150 students are there here is like attendees. So around. Let me explain today's topic. I think this is September 11th, right? So let me open this file. So only one student given me the exact answer. Actually, dictionaries are mutable. That should be very good. But B. Veeravani, Bandar Veeravani from 3rd CSC answered like, so sir, keys are immutable. Yes, excellent. So keys are immutable. Here I just clicked, but keys must be immutable. I clearly mentioned like this. This answer I got from this only one student out of 150. So I would like to congratulate you. So anyway, so why the keys are immutable? Can you know now everybody please? Because I have already explained in the last class. Okay, if you are declaring like one time color like this, if you are changing the color with another value, so only one value will be printed, right? So that means you cannot change that key value, right? So but values can be changed, you can do automatically. So that's the reason I clearly mentioned like this. Here keys must be immutable, but dictionaries are only mutable only. Okay, but many of the students said that mutable only. So anyway, so that is correct answer, guys. So I have specified clearly in the today's notes, so don't worry. And I would like to I prepared one copy also for you, because this is very important, guys. Okay, so especially for interview purpose I am preparing this difference. So which one is mutable and immutable? So if you are confusing about this, you just simple you don't need to read all the data types here, right? So we have actually 7 data types, right? So numeric, strings, sets, tuples, bool, and a list of dictionaries. Okay, so out of 7 we have only 2 mutables. That means other all are immutable. So don't read the immutable data types. Okay, you just read the mutable data types. You can easily understand which one is immutable, right? So dictionaries and lists, that's all. Okay, DL. Okay, so DL. Okay, so dictionaries. DL means I am reading the starting letter because you better understand, because there is no DL in this immutable data types. Okay, so starting letter, that's the reason I am telling. Okay, so you should remember, guys. So mutable objects are list. Even in Python the data types are also called as objects, so you don't need to worry that. We will discuss about the concept in object oriented programming concepts. So let me explain. I will quickly move to the next because the time is 5:32. Let me move faster. So this is a very easy program I have given to you guys. I have given 2 programs for taking an extra leave for one day. So but many of the students done. Almost 55 students submitted the assignment from outsiders. That means except second CSC. Okay, so anyway, let me run this. So now I'm getting the output like this. So I have asked the question, like I would like to print the question first. So this is dictionary. Okay, Raz 18. That means I'm just printing ages of the only 4 students like Raz, Ram, Syam, Ravi. Okay, so let me print the dictionary. That means you can give the directly like print of D or print of dict, whatever it may be. That's not an issue. You can take some students like taking the variable like D equal to, some students like D dict 1 like this. Okay, you can use your wish. Okay, so it's completely your wish. So this is the dictionary. Whatever the values I have given like this key value pair. This is nothing but key. This is nothing but value. So this print of dictionary means it will be displayed, the first line will be displayed as it is like this. Okay, so let me move to the next question. Print the age of RAM. So I would like to print the age of RAM. So whenever you need to print the age of RAM, okay, so age of RAM is, and some students not written like this, so it's not a problem at all, but it will give the clarity to the program. So dict of RAM. So you can like clear like list elements, you can access the elements. You don't have the chance to update the elements. Okay, but here update the elements means you can give the like this. Here you can give like this. Okay, but I'm not updating the dictionary values here. Just I'm asking about the printing the RAM age. So I'm giving like dict of RAM. I'm getting age of RAM is 12, and I would like to add one more thing, and I have given a question like add the new student details to the above dictionary Kiran 24. So I'm just giving dict of Kiran equal to 24. Okay, so this should be fine. Okay, and next, then automatically the Kiran will be added to the list. Let me print a dictionary again. So now you will get the list with the Kiran 24. Okay, so next I would like to print the age of Syam. Is you can print the same like this. Ram is also, you can same write the code like dict of Syam. Okay, then it will be printed like 22. But whenever I'm changing the RAS age to 18 to 28, okay, some students given like update function. So update method, you can give the update method or you can assign directly. It's not an issue. Okay, so you can do this program in lot of ways. It's not a problem at all. And this is the list I am changing now 28. That means Raj will be 28 now. So now Raj age is 28 here. Okay, so here I'm giving the Syam because I have question given like remove the Syam from the dictionary. So that means whenever you're giving like pop function, it will delete it. And if you would like to del method also, you can find, because you have to specify the particular attribute. Okay, so that particular element you have to specify. So this is the yesterday's assignment, and the last class I have given like this. If you have any doubts, please let me know. Otherwise, I will move to the today's topic. The various operations, that is various methods. These are not only the methods, we have some more methods in dictionaries. Okay, we have some more methods in dictionaries. 1 minute. So in the last class we have discussed about some methods. Let me move quick faster, and I'm just giving Control++, and I hope I will switch on my video. Okay, fine. So we'll move faster now. Okay. So these are the various dictionary methods we have, but we have completed some methods in the last class. Pop already completed, get method is completed, and update method is completed. Let me move quick faster because we have to complete the Boolean data type, and all the data types will finalize by today itself. Okay, so by 6:30 I will complete all the data types. Okay, so we have discussed almost nearly 12 days. Okay, so anyway, from tomorrow onwards I will give the programming structure. Okay, like if conditions, conditional statements, and nested if else, and we have to discuss about loops also, because you know that programs maybe mainly depends upon the loops, right? So till now we discussed only simple programs. So whenever you are entering into the loop, you can do a lot of the programs like prime number and Armstrong number. Okay, you can do a lot of programs as you discussed in C and Java. So whatever the program you can you done through C and Java, you can do very easily in Python. Okay, so from today onwards I will discuss completely how to write a program also. Okay, so listen carefully, and after completion of the data type, so tomorrow we will discuss them. Let me complete the clear method now. So these are the methods I have to discuss right now: clear, copy, pop item, keys. Anyway, the definitions are very clear here. You can easily go through it. But I will definitely explain with the example programs only. Then only you will understand clear. Okay, so the clear method removes all items from the dictionary. So that means pop means whenever you are clearing the sum element, it will be deleted automatically, right? So the clear method means the dictionary complete will not. That means what is the difference between del method and the clear method? So del method means it will delete the entire dictionary. But here, if you the clear method clears all the elements, that means all the elements in the dictionary, then it will give the like empty dictionary. So let me run this program first. So d equal to, that means dictionary equal to 1 1 2 2 d dot clear. Just because this is a method, I have already discussed about what is the difference between method and function. D dot clear and print d equal to d. So that means it is not required. You can just like print out d dot clear also, but for better understanding I am writing like this. Okay, so print d equal to d. I am printing now d dot clear. Okay, so let me run this. That means it clears all the elements in the dictionary. That's it. That means clear means I'm just clearing the console here, right? In the same way, the elements will be deleted automatically. That's all. So that is not much clear. And let me move to the copy method. Copy. Here, copy. The difference between copy and equal to also I will explain anyway. So first I will explain the copy method. It is written as a shallow copy. What is the difference between a copy and shallow copy? Let me explain first one. So what is a copy here? I'm giving a original set like original, and for a better understanding I'm declaring like original equal to. If you declare like a equal to b equal to, that should be fine also. Okay, so original equal to 1 and 2 2. New equal to original dot copy. I'm giving like a new equal to original dot copy. That means here original is like a variable like d. Okay, so you can do it like if you're giving like d dot copy. So that means copy method I'm giving like. So now original contains original values, that 1 1. New, that means copy means the same elements of the dictionary will be copied into the new variable. New variable. This means it is a new dictionary right now. Okay. So let me print it. So I'm getting original 1 1 2 2, new 1 1 2 2. That's all. Simple thing. So this is the copy method. Because the name itself it is saying that it is copyright. So it just copy the variables values of the dictionary to one dictionary into another dictionary. But here you have to understand one thing. It may be asked in interviews. That's the reason I have clearly mentioned here. For especially in the examination purpose, second CSE students, you don't need to write all these things. You can just give you one example is enough for all these things. Okay, that's all. But I'm giving a comparison between the copy and equal to operator right now. So I'm giving like original, new equal to original. That means whenever I'm giving like a equal to 10, a b equal to a also should be fine, because b equal to a means a value will be copied into b, right? So in the same way, I have given like new equal to original. So what is meant by new equal to original means the original values will be copied into new. Okay, so that means it is also copying, right? So that means what is the difference between a clear method? What is the use of the clear copy method now? Okay, what is the use of the copy method now? So you can declare like this. Okay, for example, I will tell you the difference, so don't worry. First of all, I will take you two examples first. First, let me take one example. So let me run this. See all of you here. Whenever you're giving like a new equal to original, all the original values will be copied into new. Now I'm giving like a new dot clear. That means whatever the clear function just I have explained here. Now all the new elements will be cleared automatically. Then print new means it will display like empty set. Okay, empty dictionary, not empty set. The set is another data type, right? So anyway, so coming to the original, I am printing original. I'm getting original also clear. Here, whenever you're getting like new equal to original, if you remove the, if you're clearing the only new values, but the original values also removed here, right? So now in the material, here the new dictionary is cleared, original dictionary is also cleared. If you're giving like original equal to 1122, new equal to original dot copy, that means I'm assigning the values like original dot copy, like this way. Okay, I'm using this method. Now I'm clearing new dot clear, that means new values, whatever the values assigned here, whatever the values copied from original to new, those will be cleared. So I'm printing new and original also. New will be the empty set, but original values will be still there. Here, this is the major difference between a copy and equal to. That's all. It's a very easy example. Okay. So let me give a clarity. If you're for better understanding, I will run the program. That's not an issue. If you're giving like I'm giving like print original. If you'd like to understand very clear, if you add like one message like here, okay, I'm giving like new equal to original. So is original is copied to new or not? Let me check with this value, and after that you can give the clear. Okay, so again I'm running the above program. So whatever the values new and original I'm getting here, again I'm running the program. Okay, but I'm getting like new. That means original values are already copied to the new. That's the reason I'm getting new values here. Now, so the difference between a copy method and equal to is, so original dictionaries contains 1 and 2, new equal to original dot copy. Okay, that means by using copy method, new variable occupies, that means new dictionary contains 1 and 2. So if you want, if you have clarity, you can give here also, you can give like this. Okay, you can print the new values. Now I'm giving new dot clear. I'm giving new dot clear. Print of new original. Okay, so here in the above example, you can easily see here new values and original values both are cleared. Now let me run this. Okay, so here new values contains all values which are copied, which are there in the original. This must be copied by using the copy method. But whenever you are using like new dot clear, that means whatever the attributes, that means whatever the elements are which are there in the new, those are deleted. Okay, those are cleared, but original values remain unchanged. Okay, so that is the difference between a clear method and equal. That means copy difference between a copy and equal to. Next, if you have any doubts, please let me know, and you can mention in the chat box. No problem. Next, coming to the next example, next method, pop item. So pop item is a function which removes the last element from the dictionary. So how many of you know what is a LIFO? How many of you know what is a LIFO? LIFO. I think you studied in data structures, right? Data structure subject. Yes, very good. It's my favorite subject too. So చాలా మంది స్టూడెంట్స్ కి డేటా స్ట్రక్చర్స్ చాలా టఫ్ సబ్జెక్ట్ అంటారు. ఎందుకు చెప్పండి, ఎందుకు టఫ్ సబ్జెక్ట్ అనుకుంటారు చెప్పండి స్టూడెంట్స్? ఎనీవన్ మెన్షన్ ఇన్ ద చాట్ బాక్స్? ఎస్, వెరీ గుడ్. ఎస్. Okay, so very soon you will see, Vishnu. Very soon you will see. Very good, very good. Okay, example. Okay, fine. Yeah. So example, compact disk tray. Okay, fine. Yes sir. Compact disk tray, that is correct answer, Girish garu. So I will tell you guys, actually you have to understand one thing here. Data structures plays a key role in any algorithms, right? Because in data structures we have a lot of concepts like stack, queues. Okay, those are very easy concepts actually. Okay, but the programs will be, whenever you're writing in a C and C language and CPP language, almost 100 lines programs also there. So that's the reason so many students are worried about the data structures programs are very long, especially second double linked list. Double linked list program, if you're doing all the operations like insertion, deletion, and removing the item from the first, removing the item from the middle, you can do a lot of programs with those programs. Okay, but almost 200 lines also there. You don't know. Okay, so at the very first time you are using like searching and sorting, data structures is very easy. Okay, but it's easy only based on your interest. It will be dispense. Okay, so actually that is my favorite subject too. Okay, so యాక్చువల్లీ నేను అది ఆ సబ్జెక్టే చెప్పాలి అసలు, కానీ నేను డేటా స్ట్రక్చర్స్ 3 times దాకా చెప్పాను. బట్ చెప్పిన సబ్జెక్టే చెప్తే వేస్ట్ అని చెప్పి నేను కొత్తగా ఇది నేర్చుకుందాం అన్నట్టుగా నేను ఈ పైథాన్ సబ్జెక్ట్ తీసుకున్నాను మీకు అసలు చెప్పాలంటే. ఓకే, సో అది తీసుకుంటే అసలు నాకు రోజుకు ఒక 5 నిమిషాలు కూడా ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వట్లేదు అసలు చెప్పాలంటే, అంత పర్ఫెక్ట్గా వచ్చిన. ఓకే, సో డేటా స్ట్రక్చర్స్ చాలా ఈజీ అనండి, కష్టమేం కాదు. కాకపోతే ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ పెద్దగా ఉంటాయి, చూస్తారు కదా చూద్దరు కానీ. ఓకే, పెద్దగా ఉంటాయంటే ఏంటంటే లాజిక్ అలా ఉంటుంది అంతే. ఓకే, బట్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఈజీగానే అర్థం అవుతుంది ఈజీగా. ఓకే, కంగారు పడక్కర్లేదు. In the same in stacks, for example, we're having a stacks concept in data structures. Let me explain what is a stack first of all. In interviews also they will ask the questions like what is a stack. The stack is nothing but, for example, you are giving like some EC faculty is telling like it is just like a tracks. Okay, yes, it is like a tracks only. Okay, so for example, if you are inserted, that means this is the first disk, this is the second disk, this is the third disk, this is the third disk. Yes, yes. Okay, so that means if you would like to remove one element from the given stack, you have to pop the first item, right? That means whatever the last inserted item will be the first out. This is called a LIFO, last in first out. Okay, so that means here whenever you are doing the pop item, okay, so I'm doing the pop item method. It removes the key value pair from the dictionary in the last in first out order. Last in first out order means, for example, let me give a clear-cut example. If you are not understanding this diagram, I will give you a real-time example. I have asked the students to submit the record. Okay, so of C language subject, I would like to ask the record of the particular C language record. Okay, so I requested all the students, around 30 students submitted the record. Okay, but all are not submitted at the same time. Okay, so the 30 students submitted. I have given a target like 15th September, like Engineers Day. Okay, so the students placed in my cabin, like they put like this. Okay, but that means, for example, whoever placed it first, I will not correct up, because almost after Friday I would like to correct. That means what will be the first position? That means the first record will be placed is the last inserted item, right? Because who will be submitted last, that record will be in the place in the first. So that is nothing but a last in first out. Okay, so I have to correct the records, but I don't want to move like from last to first, right? Because that's a big task. I can easily manipulate from first to first record onwards, right? So that is nothing but a last and first one. So that means this is just a real-time example. In data structures, we have these concepts of very real-time examples you can find in data structures. So it is a very important subject, especially. Next, so now I'm coming to this concept of what is the pop item method. But here you have to know like this before Python 3.7, the pop item method returned and removed an arbitrary element from the dictionary. What is meant by arbitrary means? Arbitrary means random element. So that means whenever you are using a pop method in set, the element will be delimited, random element will be deleted. I have already explained earlier. So likewise here in up to Python 3.6 version, that means 3.7 version, up to 3, before 3.7 he is telling, right? Okay, so up to 3.7 version, whatever the element, that means, for example, if you are giving a pop item, the last inserted the arbitrary element will be deleted. But now it was changed. For example, let me give you clarity, guys. So I'm having a piece of code here. This is just like a pseudo code. I'm adding with comments for better understanding purpose. If you just remove the comments, the code will be very reduced. Okay, and you no need to write the comments in the examinations also. It is just for understanding purpose. I'm writing here. Okay, so now let me clear the console first. I'm taking name Ramu, age 22, salary 15,000. Okay, I'm giving like a result equal to Okay, I'm just checking a general variable. This is general variable. Person dot pop item. That means person is a dictionary now. Whenever you are using a pop item method in the dictionary, okay. So now what value will be deleted? That means in dictionary it contains 3 keys, 3 values. That means name Ramu, age 22, salary 15,000. This is the last inserted item, because here salary is inserted at the last. It is clearly showing like this. Okay. Now whenever you are using a pop item, that item will be deleted. It will be stored in result. So return value, that means whatever the value will be deleted, that will be I'm returning here. That means I would like to print that value, and I would like to print the dictionary also at the same time. That means that salary will be automatically deleted, and name is 1 minute. Name Ramu age 22 will be displayed in the output screen. Okay. So first let me explain this 4 lines only. Okay, you can see here return value salary 15,000. That means here this is the last inserted item. So this will be popped out. Okay. So person equal to, now I'm printing the dictionary again. Name Ramu age 22. Okay, that's all. It is not required actually. You can write like this simply. Okay. I'm actually increasing the code because to just understanding purpose only. If you would like to print it, just like removed item equal to comma person dot pop item, you can place that. That's it. It is also fine. Okay, you need to take another variable like this. Okay, for better understanding purpose only I'm telling like this. Okay. Next, so inserting a new element pair. Now I am inserting the new element. That means now the list contains only Ramu and age. Okay, so salary is item is deleted now, but I am inserting the person of profession equal to plumber. So now I am adding one column extra, inserting a new element. So now I am declaring like result equal to person dot pop item. That means again it will be displayed pop item is plumber, because this is the last inserted item now. That means I am inserting again, and I'm printing again. Okay. So now I am running the program, guys. These all are for just for understanding purpose. Okay. So listen carefully. So you can easily clear these 2 lines already completed. Now here you are giving like a person profession equal to plumber. So this item is inserted actually. Result equal to person dot pop item means this list contains now last inserted item as plumber. That means the profession plumber. So profession is a key and plumber is a value. So both are will be deleted. Okay. So return value, that means now return value, that means whatever the delete item is, I am printing here by like result. Person, now I am printing the person name Ramu age 22. So if you want to check whether plumber is added or not, you can just print again. That's all. You can just print person. Okay. That means for example I'm just removing automatically, right? First let me check whether it is added to the list or not. You can check also, like you can add like print person. Now I'm running the piece of code again. So now 15 salary 15,000 is deleted. Whenever I'm adding this here, I'm getting profession plumber also there. Now it will be deleted. That means in the earlier list I did not print that, so I have added online. You can do like this. You can do experiments with this like this. Okay. Next, let me move a little bit faster because I have to cover so many concepts, because I have to complete the today's data text concept. So I will move a little bit faster. Hope you understand. If you have doubt, if you have any doubt, please answer in the please mention in the chat box. The pop item method reaches a key error if the dictionary is empty. That means if the dictionary is empty, if you would like to call that pop item method, it will give error because there is no items in the dictionary. It will give obviously error. Next, keys. Okay, keys method. So keys method, I think we have already completed this, but let me just explain a simple concept. Keys method also, like for example, if you're declaring like person dot keys, I think you know rename Ramu age 22, salary 15,000. Here what are the keys? Name, age, salary. Okay, name, age, salary. These 3 are keys. So if you would like to print keys names, okay, just you can give like person dot keys. You can get like name, salary, age. That's all. It's very easy. Okay, that it will be printed like dict underscore keys. It will be printed automatically. It is not. I'm not defining here. Okay, it's a predefined like. Next, so just keys method means it will give the key values. That means it will give the keys only for the particular dictionary. If the dictionary is empty, what will happen, sir? If you are having the such doubt, I will clear that. that means it will print it like empty only. Okay, so there is no keys like this. It will not get any error message, but it will display like empty square bracket like this. Okay, next. So values. Here I am giving another example. So for retrieving values, just now I told about keys. Okay, so if I am giving apple, orange, grapes, these are the keys. I have to access the values like 2, 3, 4. I have to access the values like 2, 3, 4. So that means whenever you are using a like any variable object name dot, that means I am calling that particular method sales data keys. That means here I'm printing sales dot values. Okay, so sales dot values means it will print 2, 3, 4. That's all. It's very easy. 2, 3, 4. Here the dictionary values. This is the basic difference between. Yes, excellent. Correct answer. Next, from keys. Next concept, from keys. What is from keys means? For example, I'm giving a method like here. I'm giving like keys value different ways. I'm not assigning like a value a vowel, e vowel, I vowel like this. Just I'm giving like a keys value in separately. Okay, so vowel is equal to dict dot from keys, calf keys comma value. So this is like dict means this is the dict dot key from keys. This is a predefined actually. So whenever you're giving like keys comma value, these keys values will be printed like this. That means a colon vowel, e colon. That means, this should be unordered, like unordered, because it will be displayed like a u e, I o u, not in for that format, because basically dictionaries are unordered also. Okay, so that's the reason it will printed like this. Okay, so this is the, that means for example from keys means it will be paid and it will be printed like dictionary values. That is nothing but from keys. These are the various methods. Okay, and try to read at least 3-4 methods for examination purpose. Okay, so in the previous papers I have verified all the questions like how they will ask. So if they would like to ask the question about dictionaries or sets, explain the sets concepts with different methods. They will ask like that only. You don't need to worry about all the methods, you need to remember. Okay, I think basically you will have the methods like copy, clear, and these are the methods existed like del. Okay, these are the predefined methods because all the data types having such methods, right? So you can easily remember like pop. Okay, so that should be written in the that should write in an examination. Okay, so let me move quick faster to the new data type called Boolean data type, and I would like to cover this Boolean data type. It covers almost 3 concepts according to our syllabus. Okay, according to our syllabus. So we are entering into the more new concepts. Let me explain. So actually they mentioned like data types and expressions. This is the concept only, but we have completed like all the concepts here, whatever they mentioned from here. So strings, assessments, comment to numeric data types to character sets to using function modules, we already completed these concepts. Okay, so but now tomorrow I would like to explain from if and if else, but let me explain first of all. Here you can check here. I'm giving like decision structures and Boolean logic. What is Boolean logic? Now I will explain. Okay, so and if else statements, after that nested is, these concepts will be covered tomorrow. And we have completed some concepts like logical operators, right? What is the logical operators? What are the various types of logical operators, guys? Do you remember or not? Logical operators, which are called as logical operators. Excellent, Yamini, very good. And yes, and or not. X Priyanka, yes Priyanka, correct answer. Yes, fine. బాగానే గుర్తుంది అందరికి. Okay, fine and fine. Okay, so now I would like to give a clear-cut clarity now. So that means logical operators we have already completed. Now Boolean variables, this topic also I will cover now. Okay, and so Boolean logic, so these concepts will be explained here. That means Boolean data types concepts will be covered here. Okay, so and yesterday tomorrow I will discuss about if and for loops and while loops also. And tomorrow I think it not be possible like while and for loop. Anyway, I will discuss in the Sunday. Okay, so no problem. Sunday we will have class, so don't worry. And I would like to tell one more thing. I would like to tell one more thing. Syllabus is not framed exactly with minimum knowledge, because they specified like if else statement here also, they specified here also. Okay, so they specified while loop here, they specified while loop again here. Okay, so it is just like a, here we strings, this concept already completed, and strings and number system. What is a number system? We have 4 number systems: binary, octal, hexadecimal. We have already completed this. How to access those methods? Bin method, oct method, we have already, like string methods also we completed. String methods means uppercase, is upper, upper, lower, is upper, is digit. Those are the methods. Okay, almost we are in the third unit also we have completed, like dictionaries, list and dictionaries. Okay, list, dictionary, this concept also we completed. Okay, so I'm going very slowly, but I'm covering all the subject, all the concepts according to our syllabus. Okay, so don't worry guys, so I will be slow, I will go like this only. Okay, hope you understand very clear, because this is not for the subject purpose I am telling. So you have to get the knowledge about Python, complete Python programming knowledge. Okay, so not a small parts I am not explaining. Okay, I am telling in detail manner. So now I will explain Boolean data type, so within 20 minutes. Okay, that should be enough. It's very easy guys. Okay, so what is a Boolean means, Boolean data type is, it takes only either two values. That means two values means that is true or false. Let me explain. Before going to the Boolean values, let me show one keywords open with. Okay, so I think already you know everyone, in C language we have 32 keywords. Okay, in Python how many keywords? We have already completed this question. Shravanti, wrong answer. Okay, the remaining all students are correct answer, and 519 and Teja, that is wrong answer. Okay, fine. Okay, fine, thank you. So hope everyone is understanding very well. And Satya, that is wrong answer. I have already given a shortcut key for keywords also, right? KW list. So that is a predefined we have. So within 2 lines I will get a code like 35 keywords are there in Python. So if any faculty members don't know about what is a keyword, I will clearly explain. Keywords are basic building blocks of a program. That means they add some functionality to our program. Like if till now I have discussed about very small things about the Python programming. Okay, so if I move to the programming part, okay, so now you can understand what the real-time projects are. Now how you can do the programs very easily. Okay, so in the earlier you can remember that whenever you are having a lab internal exam, lab external exam, you should by heart the program, or you can just use like slips and all. Okay, so some students are reading from top to bottom. Some students like yeah, the question, the reverse number program contains 10 lines. So what is the 5th line? They will remember like this also. So because of for particular exam they have to pass only. They don't know how to write a program even. Because they by default they don't know about the how to write a program. That's the reason only you will do like this. But so far it was happened. We forget about that. Okay, you don't need to worry. So whenever you are entering into the programming, so basically you have like a loops concepts and the conditional statements. Those two concepts will be covered here, like if, elif, while, okay, for. So these are the small keywords, but we have the functionalities like break, else, okay, and continue, and so these are the various keys. But here we have like false, none, true. So all the keywords of 35 keywords are written in lowercase letters except these three. So you should remember these 3 keywords should be always placed as top, and the first letter should be capital. And remaining all keywords must be in lowercase letters only. Sir, what will happen if the if keyword is placed like I as a capital letter? It will get error, obviously. We have to follow the keywords rules. Okay, so the keywords plays a major role in the programming, like either C or Java or Python, whatever it may be. Okay, so now today I will discuss about clearly about true and false, and you will know about none also. So anyway, let me explain. If you have any doubts, please mention in the chat box. I will clarify your doubts. The Boolean data type takes either true or false. That means it will take only two values, right? The Python Boolean variables are defined by the true and false keywords. Okay, so these are the keywords. That's why I have mentioned again like this. In the below example, A is a Boolean variable. Let me highlight the A. Okay, A is a Boolean variable. That means this is a simple program. For any data type, I always use it to write only 3 lines of code. I always use it to write 3 lines of code. Okay, uh, I'm just running the program. So A equal to true, print of A. That means I am assigning true. Here true is a actually collection of characters, but I did not mention any double quotes because true basically is a keyword. So and I am moving that particular value to a variable called A. Print of A. Print of A means A value will be printed like true. Okay. So please wait, guys. Chairman sir is calling. Please wait. Okay. Thank you, sir. Hello. Sorry, guys. Actually, chairman sir is calling 2 times, sir. So I think it is urgent. So that's the reason I have lifted the phone. Okay. So please wait, guys. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. ఏం లేదండి, నేను ఎగ్జాక్ట్గా 6:30కి ఆపేస్తానండి డైలీ క్లాస్, ఏమనుకోవద్దండి. యాక్చువల్లీ మీకు చెప్పకూడదు అనుకున్నాను కానీ జస్ట్ చెప్తున్నాను జనరల్గా. మీరు ఎలా అయితే పైథాన్ క్లాస్ వింటున్నారో సార్ రాజేష్ గారు కూడా వింటున్నారు, చైర్మన్ గారు కూడా ఒకసారి క్లాస్ వింటారు అనమాట సడన్గా. ఆయనకి నచ్చింది, ఆయన సారు ఇంకొక వేరే వాళ్ళకి కూడా చెప్పమన్నారు డైలీ క్లాస్, మీ క్లాస్ అయిన తర్వాత. సో అందు గురించి డైలీ నేను ఈ క్లాస్ 6:30కి ఆపేసి మళ్ళీ వాళ్ళకి చెప్తున్నాను. అరౌండ్ నైట్ 10 అయిపోతుందండి నాకు. సో ఇవి ఏమనుకోవద్దండి, అందుకని 6:30కి ఆపుతున్నాను. సో అంతకుమించి ఏం కాదు. సో అది ఓకే. సో ఏమనుకోకండి, నేను అందుకే డైలీ 6:30 వరకు ఖచ్చితంగా చెప్తానండి. నెక్స్ట్ అంటే ఎవరైనా వినొచ్చండి ఇందులో. నిన్న కూడా మన హెచ్ఓడి గారు వచ్చి విన్నారు కదా, అలా మొత్తం అందరూ వింటున్నారు. సో వాళ్ళకి నచ్చి వేరే టాస్క్ ఇచ్చారు నాకు. సో నేను వాళ్ళు చెప్పడం వల్ల నేను చెప్తున్నానండి, అంతే, అంతకుమించి ఏం కాదు. Okay, so basically I will give the example for each data type. I will give like yes, I too asked for that, but that will be impossible. Such as some student suggested me like sir, take combined class, sir. Yes, I too suggested, but they are from US. They are from US. That means the students are from US. Okay, so అమెరికా వాళ్ళు నేర్చుకుంటున్నారండి, వాళ్ళకి వాళ్ళ టైమింగ్స్ ప్రకారం చెప్పాలి. అందుకోసమే నేను మిడ్-నైట్ చెప్తున్నాను, ఆల్మోస్ట్ అప్ టు 10:30 నైట్ వరకు చెప్తున్నాను నేను. సో అంతకుమించి ఏం కాదు. సో కుదరదండి, కంబైన్ చేయడం అవ్వదు, మీకు కుదరదు అది. సో నేను అందుకే నేనే బర్డెన్ అవుతున్నాను తప్ప మిమ్మల్ని బర్డెన్ చేయను నేను. ఓకే, సో లిసన్ కేర్ఫుల్లీ, నో ప్రాబ్లమ్. థ్యాంక్స్ ఫర్ యువర్ అడ్వైస్. థ్యాంక్స్ ఫర్ యువర్ అడ్వైస్. ఓకే, ఫైన్. మీ ఓకే అండి, ఎనఫ్. చాలా మంది పాపం మెసేజ్ పెడుతున్నారు, చాలా సంతోషంగా ఉందండి. 1 minute అండి. నేను యాక్చువల్గా ఒక ట్రైనింగ్ అండ్ ప్లేస్మెంట్ కోఆర్డినేటర్ అండి. జస్ట్ నేను ఇంట్రెస్ట్ తోటి స్టూడెంట్స్ కి ట్రైనింగ్ ఇచ్చేవాడిని ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ మీద. అలాగే నేను ట్రైనింగ్ అండ్ ప్లేస్మెంట్ ఆఫీసర్గా ఎదిగాను అంటే ఆలోచించుకోండి. ఓకే, ఇది నాకు చాలా ప్లస్ అయింది. సో నేను ఎప్పుడు కూడా ఆపుకోను టీచింగ్. సో అందుకే నేను ఎప్పుడు ఇలాంటివి చెప్పడానికి ఇష్టపడతాను. సో ట్రైనింగ్ అండ్ ప్లేస్మెంట్ కోఆర్డినేటర్ మన కాలేజీలో ఒక స్టూడెంట్ గా చదువుకుని ఎదిగి ఎంటెక్ చేసి ఇలా వచ్చాను, అంతే, జస్ట్. ఓకేనా? సో మీరైనా సరే కొంచెం లైఫ్ లో కష్టపడండి, డెఫినెట్ గా మంచి పొజిషన్ ఎదుగుతారు. ఓకే, సో నాది మంచి పొజిషన్ అని అంటలేదు కానీ, బట్ ఐ విల్ థింక్ లైక్ దట్. ఓకే ఓకే, సో టీచింగ్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో ఏ గుడ్ ప్రొఫెషన్. సో రవి సార్ అడిగారు నన్ను, ఇలాంటివి అన్ని హైదరాబాద్ లో అమీర్పేటలో చెప్తారు సార్, పర్ 2 months కి 1 month కి ఆల్మోస్ట్ పర్ స్టూడెంట్ 10,000 ఛార్జ్ చేస్తారండి, ఇంత క్లియర్ గా కూడా చెప్పరండి అని నాకు ఒక సార్ చెప్పారు. అది నిజంగా చాలా హ్యాపీ అనిపించింది. నిజమే, నిజంగా అది ఒక చదువుని చాలా అమ్ముకుంటున్నారు అమీర్పేటలో, మీరు వెళ్తే తెలుస్తుంది తర్వాత. ఓకే, బట్ ఎనీవే, ఐ డోంట్ వాంట్ టు డిస్కస్ రైట్ నౌ because I have only 15 minutes. Please let me complete. So I will discuss later. A equal to true, print of A, print type of A. I'm just giving like this. So here I'm taking please listen. Now I'm taking like A equal to true. So true means it is printing like true only. Print of A, because print of A means A value and is true. That means here what is A? A is a Boolean variable. A is a Boolean variable. Okay. So in the syllabus they clearly mentioned like Boolean variables. If they ask in the examination what is a Boolean variable, explain it in example program. So a simple thing, you can write 2 lines of code only, right? So just A equal to print of A. If you would like to give print B equal to false, I am giving false F as a small letter. It is suggesting that F should be capital because it is a keyword. Okay, Spider knows everything, right? So this is in getting an error message like. So that's the reason I would like to give F for capital letter only. Now let me give print A comma B. Print A comma B. Okay, so then let me execute these 3 lines. True, false. Okay, so A value true, B value false. That's it. This is very easy task. These are the Boolean variables. Now A is a Boolean variable, B is a Boolean variable. If they are asked in the question, you can write a program in 4 lines only. Okay, that is enough, right? So but I have to, but exam lo raste wait kadani JNT vallu. So మొత్తం 4 ki raseyali manam nimpeyali ante, then only you will get good marks. Okay, so now you are getting like class bool. Class means it is a data type. Okay, class means it's a data type, that means it should be in boolean data type. The output class bool indicates that a variable is a boolean data type. Note that the keywords true and false must have an uppercase first letter. I have clearly told already, right? Using a lowercase true returns an error. It is just like if I'm liking a equal to true, it will get an error like this. Okay, so next, integers and floats as booleans. Integers and floats as booleans. Integers and float point numbers can be converted to the boolean data type using Python's bool function. Please listen guys, this is a predefined function, bool. This is a predefined function, bool. So whenever you need to declare a bool function, so bool function will give the values like 0 or 1. So an int, float or complex number set to 0 returns false. That means either int or float or complex number, whatever the data type you have, okay, if you store the value as 0, that means it returns false. You know this because we have already completed the relational operators, right? Let me give an example. Now I am taking a 0 underscore int equal to 0. This is variable, 0 underscore int is a variable. Let me take why I am taking like this variable, because whenever you are taking a 0 value also, it will give the boolean value as false, because the variable contains a 0 only. Positive underscore int, for example, I am telling like here an integer, a float or complex number set to any other number, positive or negative, returns true. That means whenever you are giving like if of 100, it will give you executed. If of 1 also it will be executed. If of -1 also it will be executed. Whenever you are giving like if of 0, else part will be executed. The main part will not be executed at all, right? So in the same way I am telling this. For example, let me give a clarity guys. A equal to 0. Okay. Let me print bool of A. Let me print bool of A. So now I am running this program. What I am getting? False. That means you can retrieve the false and true values by using bool function. If you are assigning A value as 10, I am getting true. If I am, what is the meaning of this nodes? Whenever I am assigning 0, it will give false. Whenever I am assigning a positive value, it will give true. Whenever I am giving a negative float value also, for example, let me give minus 10.5. These are various interview questions actually. Let me show you how it will work. It is getting true. So in interviews, they will give simply like if of 0, print hi. Else print hello. Okay. Whenever you are giving like if of 0, the condition is always false, right? That means hi will not be printed. Let me run this code. I'm getting hello only. I'm getting hello only. Because whenever you're giving like if A greater than B, if the condition is true, it executes the true part. Otherwise, if the condition is false, it will execute else part. In interviews, they will get, sometimes they will give like if of 100. If of 100. What will happen guys? Can you please tell me in the chat box? Can you please tell me in the chat box guys? Excellent, excellent. Yes, yes. Yes. Now I am running the program guys. Now I am running the program. Hope you understand now. So I am getting high. Now I am getting high. Okay. That means actually in C language and Java you use it to read like whenever if the condition is true it returns 1, then that block will be executed. Actually it returns a positive value, not only 1. Generally we will tell like 1. That's all. Okay. If you are giving like if of 100, if I am giving like if of minus 100, if I am giving like minus 100 or minus 100.5, whatever it may be value, okay, whatever it may be the reason, okay, whatever may be the value. Now I am running the program, I am getting high only. That means if you are getting 0 only, then the else part will be executed. 0 means always false. That's all. Simple thing. That's all. Okay. Okay, fine. Let me explain in the notes. So these are the various examples like integers and floats as booleans. That is what is a boolean means. This is the boolean. Boolean arithmetic. What is meant by Boolean arithmetic? Let me do some programs like what is Boolean arithmetic. Boolean arithmetic means it is true and false logics. So Boolean or logic, I think EC students also know about this Boolean, like So Boolean or logical value can be either true or false. So even logical values also we will get like true and false, right? Logical and logical, logical not. So Boolean values can be manipulated combined with Boolean operators. Boolean operators in Python includes and or not. That means you can perform the Boolean operations using and or not operations. So that's the reason only in the syllabus they have mentioned clearly like, okay. So in Boolean logic they have specified logical operators and Boolean variables. Why they given like a combination of logical operators and Boolean variables? There is a relation between a logical operators and Boolean variables. So let me explain now. So the common Boolean operators in Python are or and not, double equal to, not equal to. That means equivalent. This is called equivalent to, we will call it as equivalent, and not equivalent. These are called as Boolean operators. Anyway, these are logical operators also, but these are called as Boolean operators. Why it is called as a Boolean operator? So let me explain. Okay. So even we will give in like a n less than greater than also we can give, but basically they will give like this one. Okay. So you can call it those values also. Let me explain a simple example. So whatever the rules you studied in the logical operators, so those rules will be applicable here. So I would like to ask you one question, guys. And is an operator that should be executed as true whenever both variables a and b are true. I think you know already, right? So let me explain. So and means, and I'm giving and means a and b. Okay. So that means whenever you're getting like t, a and b is t. Actually in mathematics you're likely a and like this in 10th class, but here you can like bitwise and, or you can just like and only, don't confuse. Okay. But whenever you're giving r, if both are false, then only it returns false. Okay, that is or. And what is not, this is opposite. If a is true, that means not a means it is false. That's all. If b is false, not b means it is true. A double equal to b, that means these all returns Boolean values, guys. So I think you can understand easily. I don't want to bother you. I think definitely you can understand easily. Okay, I will explain now. So 1 minute. So I'm taking true and false. What is true and false? True and false means it is false because both are not true. So that's why it returns false for first line. I'm getting like print A or B. So either of that means both are false only, then it returns false. Otherwise it returns true only. I'm getting true. And print not A. I'm getting A is true. Not A means it will false. Not is a keyword, and is a keyword, or is a keyword. Whenever you're writing like A and B here, I'm giving like here, it will give a error message, because and is an operator. Whenever you are using an operator, it should be meaningful. And here you have to know one thing, guys. Here and is and is a keyword also in Python. Here and is a keyword in Python. Okay, or is also a keyword in Python. Okay, so and let me give not. Where is it is not? Okay, not. Okay, not. Okay, so this is also logical operator, and these are also keywords in Python programming. Okay, so that means whenever you are giving like here, you have to give space, must. Okay, so then only the error will be removed automatically. So let me explain. A equal to b. True double equal to false. Is true double equal to false? That is condition false. So that's why it returns false only. And A not equal to B. A is a true, B is false. True not equal to false. Yes, true not equal to false is a true. That means that it will give true. So these are the simple Boolean operations. Okay. Next. When you run a condition in an if statement, Python returns true or false. Just now I have explained like this. If I am giving like a simple example, A equal to 200, B equal to 33. If B greater than A, B is greater than A, else A is greater than B. I'm giving like a here like this. Okay, so that means, for example, here I'm giving like a B is greater than A. Okay, so let me execute the program. So A is greater than B. Why I am getting A is greater than B? So 200 is greater than 33. For example, I am giving B greater than A, right? So b greater than a means I'm just writing it in the reverse order. So b greater than a means b value is 33. 33 greater than a, that means 200. So whenever you are using a greater than symbol also, that's why I'm not mentioning this operator here. If you are giving a greater than operator, if the condition is false, that means this condition is false, because this is false. If of false means if of 0, that means this will not be executed. So a is greater than b is printed on the output screen. That's all, simple thing. Okay, so next. But if you're changing the value like 333, now 333 is greater than a, now b is greater than a will be printed on the output screen. B is greater than a. Okay, fine. Next. Most values are true. Now I will explain. These are the very easy questions and entry questions only. You don't need to write in the examinations, especially for second CSC students, guys. So now the time is 6:28. By 2 minutes it will complete definitely. So hope you understand, guys. If you have please any doubts, please mention in the chat box immediately. So next, most values are true. Why I am taking most values are true? Just now I explained earlier. If you are giving like if of 100 or minus 100 or 1000, 10,000, okay, whatever the value you are giving like this, okay, then you will get like this part will be executed, right? So I will show some. That means most of the cases are you are getting true only, right? So if the students will get the doubt like, sir, what happens when I am giving like if of minus 100 in the place of I am giving like if of Kumar, what will happen, sir? So you may get these type of doubts. That is also fine, guys. Now let me explain what will have the output. So I'm getting high absolutely. High absolutely. This is an entry question. It is a meaningful question only. It's not a meaningless question. Yes, Ambika, that is absolutely correct. Okay. Next. That means here Kumar is a string. That means it contains some value. Okay. So it is not a Boolean value. But why it is getting high, sir? That's why I will explain this concept right now. Okay. Almost any value is evaluated to true if it has some sort of content. If it is some kind of content. Anything is true except empty strings. Empty strings. I have clearly mentioned like empty strings. Any number is true except 0. Any list tuple set and dictionary are true except empty ones. Let me explain what is this. So I am giving like bool of ABC. You have to add print line. I am not giving a print line here. If you add a print line, you will get a message in the output screen. I am not giving a print statement here. Let me explain, guys. I am just giving a print of. These are the cases for getting the output as a true. Bool of ABC. ABC is a string. Just now I have given my name. Why it is printed high? Now let me explain. I am getting true. Bool of ABC. That is having a content. Okay. Bool of 1 to 3. That is also correct. 123. Okay. Even I am giving 100. It is true. That means 123 also true. Bool of this is a list. List in a Python. Apple, cherry, banana. So that is also true. It returns true. Now let me check which cases are false. In fact, there are not many values that evaluates to false. That means true lo unnanni values inni levu ikkada chuddam. Except empty values such as empty parenthesis. That means empty tuple, empty list, empty dictionary or set. Ala iste matram empty ekku dictionary ani cheptam. Empty dictionary, empty string. That means it does not have any value, and the number is 0. And the value none. None is a keyword. Just now I told that you have to wait up to what is a none. I will explain today what is a none also. Okay. None means it's a nothing. Okay. N should be capital. And of course the value false evaluates to false. So let me explain this program. This is the last. So this is the target of today. So I have completed my notes also. I'm very happy. So hope you understand, guys. So let me run this. Bool of false. It will let me explain. Now I'm getting like bool of false. I'm getting false. Bool of none. None means nothing. That means it does not. None means it's just like nothing. It does not have any values, right? So false. Bool of 0. That is 0. Bool of empty double quotation. The bool of empty. That means in double here ABC is there. Here not ABC. That means it's an empty. Then also it will be false. An empty tuple, empty list, empty dictionary. So it returns false. These are the various Boolean logical operators, guys. So in the second unit also we have completed some concepts. So if you have any doubts, I will wait for a few minutes. If you don't have doubts, I will exit. So thank you all of you guys. So please, if you have any doubts, you can mention in the chat box. I will wait. Hope you understand, guys. No, thank you, thank you. I forgot to give any feedback link. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. So due to my mind is not some busy hectic works, and I did not forget anything, but today I forgot. Okay, fine. So thank you very much. So please fill the feedback form. I will share the material and assignment today. I think hope you understand, guys. So the data types concept completely completed. So from tomorrow onwards, we will move to the program, and I will practice you by your hands-on practice. That means I will tell you an example you can do in a easy way. Okay. ఓకే, ఈజీగా మీరు ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసే విధంగా నేను నేర్పిస్తానండి. మీరు ఏమి గుర్తుపెట్టొద్దు, బై హార్ట్ చేయొద్దు. ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ అనేది డెడ్ ఈజీ అండి, అంతే. ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ ఇస్ ఫన్, దట్స్ ఆల్. ఓకే, no students are asking any doubts. Are you giving rest for me or you are not getting any doubts? No problem, guys. నేను రెస్ట్ అని ఎప్పుడు అనుకోనండి. దయచేసి మీకు డౌట్స్ ఉంటే అడగండి ప్లీజ్. ఓకే, లింక్ మళ్ళీ పెట్టమంటున్నారు, సరేనండి. Pop items means last inserted element will be out. Okay, so that means for example, if you are inserting three key value pairs, the last inserted element is out. Okay, that's why pop item is there. Okay, so I think we have completed like earlier. So here I'm just giving a simple example, so let me explain. Just giving print result, that's all. Here we are having salary 15,000. Okay, for example, let me remove salary. I am giving as a first name and comma. Now age 22 is the last item in the dictionary. Whenever I am giving like a person is a dictionary, person dot pop item, then if you execute this, age 22 will be the output, because this is the last item. That's all, simple. Any more doubts, guys? Any more doubts? So now the time is 6:35. Why it print oh hi only? I'm just giving a hi message. If you're giving like anything, it will get anything. If I'm giving like print hi, that means the first whatever, if the condition is true, this block will be executed. If you're giving any message in this statement, it will get other output, Soumya. Okay, yes, thank you Pravalika. So if I'm giving like a good evening, it will print good evening only. Okay, it's just like a message in if condition. And tomorrow I will explain about what is if I am giving like print hi here, it will execute both also, because this means curly brace, whatever you are writing here, it will be printed. Now I am running this, I am getting good evening hi also. Okay, so that means this block will be executed. That is the reason I am telling. Okay, Soumya. Okay, clear. Okay, fine, thank you, Soumya. Okay, I will take I will end now. Thank you all of you guys. I think no students are asking doubts. I think I'm leaving. Okay, I already forwarded, Manasa. I already forwarded. Harika, don't give such that means you are giving like a empty set. You just take two variables at least in max function. Okay, network problem. Okay, fine, Manasa, no problem. I will again forward the link, and I will stop now. Okay. Bye bye all of you. Take care. Stay home. Stay safe.